Hello everybody, Interi back again with another video. Today's video, guys, is going to be called The Moment of Truth for Federer against Nadal in Wimbledon semifinals, guys. Because it is really the moment of truth, guys. Because you already know, guys, that I did a video a couple of weeks ago when Roger lost to Rafael Nadal in that French Open semifinals, and I was just so disappointed in Roger. Not that Roger would lose, because I was expecting Roger to lose. I was not an unrealistic Roger Federer fan like many are in the world, and believed that Roger would defeat Rafael Nadal in French Open when Roger has never been even close of doing it. Even when Roger was at his peak of his career, but some people believe that he will suddenly beat Rafael Nadal as 37 years old in French Open, but I was not one of them. But I just was disappointed in Roger because Roger, he didn't even took to one set, guys. Rafa I don't know what to say. Rafa just destroyed him, guys. Maybe not destroyed him 6-1, 6-2. The first two sets were pretty even and close, but you know what I mean, guys. You get my point. Roger was just not into the match, guys. I know that the conditions were horrible and that it was hurricane conditions, but anyway. And after that match, I did a video and I said that Federer-Nadal rivalry is the most predictable rivalry ever, guys. And this is the moment of truth for Roger to prove me wrong, guys, and to prove everybody else in the world wrong, those who has the same opinion as me, of course. To shout our mouth, guys. Roger to take Nadal down in tomorrow's Wimbledon semifinals. This is Roger's chance, guys. The match is playing on Roger's home court in Wimbledon, where Roger has had the most success in his entire career when it comes to Grand Slam titles. Roger has not won any of the other 3 Grand Slams as many times as he has done in Wimbledon. Of course, like you know, he has won Wimbledon 8 times. So, and Roger, like you know, guys, he has never even been close of defeating Rafa in Rafa's hometown, in Rafa's home court, which is of course in French Open. In 6 meetings, Roger has lost all of them. And he has not even taken Rafa to a 5th decider set there. And Rafa has already defeated Roger here in Wimbledon in the past, like we all know, in that 2008 Wimbledon final, one of the greatest tennis matches of all time. So, this is a big match for Roger tomorrow, guys. That's for sure. This is a big match. I think that it is a big match for Rafa as well, of course. These two are one of the 2 greatest tennis players of all time. Together with Novak Djokovic, they are one of 3 greatest tennis players of all time. But I just feel that the pressure is much more on Roger. I don't know why, but I'm just feeling that because Roger has lost so many times against Nadal, everywhere in the world. And he really doesn't want to lose in Wimbledon. He really, especially against Nadal. I just feel that the losses he loses against Nadal, they are more painful and when he loses against Djokovic. I'm not saying that the Djokovic losses are enjoyable, absolutely not. But for Roger, I think to lose against Nadal, his long-time nemesis, it feels even worse. That is my feeling. But unfortunately, I really don't think that Roger will prove me wrong tomorrow. I really don't think that Roger will make this rivalry even closer. This rivalry has been the most predictable rivalry ever, and this rivalry will continue to be that, guys. Because, like I said yesterday in my preview, I just can't see how Roger will take down this beast, guys. I really just can't see, guys. Rafa Nadal is completely complete as tennis player. He is full of weapons, guys. He is full of weapons, guys. I have never seen a tennis player like Rafael Nadal, who makes his opponents as helpless as the Super Spaniard does. I have never seen anything like that, like I'm seeing in Rafa, guys. I have never seen. Everything he does on court, he does with perfection. Everything he does on court, he does it with consistency in every single point. And he does it throughout a fifth set match, guys, like I've told so many times, he never goes down, Rafa. He never, and if he does, he just will do it for a couple of minutes. And he knows, because Rafa is not only one of the greatest talents that we have ever seen, but Rafa is one of the most intelligent players that we ever seen as well. He knows that I'm just gonna stay up here, and my opponent, even if my opponent is a super great opponent like Roger obviously is, he knows that Roger will go down. He knows it, guys. He knows it. And when Roger will go down in his level, then Rafa will attack. Will win the set, will break, or something like that. You understand what I'm saying, guys? So all Rafa needs to do is to stay up here. And do we have a better player who can do that, to stay up here in consistency, in high consistency level? No, we don't have, guys. Nobody is as consistent as Rafael Nadal. Nobody in the tennis history. So Rafa will stay up here tomorrow, and I'm pretty certain that Roger will stay with him as well at times. But I am pretty certain as well that it will be Roger who will go down and not Rafa, because all the Rafa's opponents goes down sooner or later in level. They can take one set, they can break Rafa sometimes, but Rafa. I remember the 2017 US Open final when they asked Kevin Anderson after the final. They asked him a question: What do you admire with Rafael Nadal? What makes him so special? And he gave a really good answer, which I completely agree with him. He said he doesn't go anywhere. I have not seen anything like this, he said. Every player has up and downs, but not him. He doesn't go anywhere. He stays on the match, on the consistency, in every single point. He is so focused in everything he does. And that makes him so tough to handle, Kevin Anderson said. It was a magical description of Rafael Nadal. And it is exactly how it is to face Rafael Nadal. Like I said, I have never seen a player like Rafa who makes his opponents as helpless as Nadal does. And Roger will taste this tomorrow, guys. Nobody of those 5 first opponents that Roger has faced so far in Wimbledon will be even close of that consistency level that Rafa will show tomorrow against Roger. Roger will be shocked tomorrow, because Roger has not faced Rafael Nadal in Wimbledon since 2008, in 11 years. So Roger will be shocked, and Roger is prepared. He knows this. Look, guys, even Roger himself doesn't. Of course, he believes he can win. He hopes he can win, but he is not fully convinced that he can win. He really isn't, guys. I saw the interview after the Nishikori match when Roger did press, and I saw when they asked him questions about Nadal. I could see in his eyes, guys, because I can tell that I've seen Roger over 17, 18 years now, guys, since 2001. And I can see when he's afraid. I can see when he doesn't believe in something. Exactly like I saw in French Open as well, when they asked him after he beat Stan in the quarterfinals and he was to face Rafael Nadal in the semifinals. The journalist asked him, "What makes you believe that you can defeat Rafael Nadal on clay? You have never defeated him in French Open in 5 previous meetings before the semifinal entered." What was his answer? It is sports, guys. Everything can happen. He can be sick. It can start raining. We can have a lot of delays. Does that sound in your ear a player who believes that he can win? Not in my ears, at least. It was pretty obvious that Roger didn't believe, not for 10%, that he could defeat Rafael Nadal in that French Open semifinal, which he didn't. And the same thing here. He believes it more here because it is grass, but he knows that the conditions have been slowed down in Wimbledon. That has been proven. And he's not that great optimistic that he can defeat. He hopes that he can defeat Rafael Nadal, but he doesn't believe it. He doesn't believe it, guys. He really doesn't. I could hear that in his eyes. He said on his interview after the Nishikori match, yeah, I know it will be tough, but I will do my best and things like that. It was different story when he faced Rafael Nadal in that Australian Open semi-final. And that Australian Open final 2017 when he defeated Stan Wawrinka in that semi-final. And after the match, when Jim Courier, I think, who was interviewing him, do you know what he said to Jim Courier after that semi-final match against Stan? He said, Rafa has been a really, really tough opponent for me, especially on clay, and those clay matches has made a big damage in my confidence. But I will give everything that I have in the final. I will leave everything on the court, even if I can't walk 3-4 months after that final. That was a more convincingly Roger Federer. That was more a believing Roger Federer. I didn't see a convincingly and a believing Roger Federer after the Nishikori match, guys. So why should I believe that Roger Federer will defeat Rafael Nadal when he doesn't believe it in himself that he can do it? Roger knows that this will be a monstrous mountain to climb, because he has seen how Rafael Nadal is playing, and he knows that Rafael Nadal is not only a clay court specialist. Just look at his results. He was in Australian Open final. Who stopped him there? Novak Djokovic. He was in French Open final. Who stopped him there? Nobody, of course. And now he is one match away to play a Wimbledon final. Guys, I don't know if you remember what I said after my reaction video after French Open final between Rafael Nadal and Dominic Thiem. I said two things, guys. I don't know if you guys remember it, but I'm going to remind you. I said that it is two things that can stop Rafael Nadal from surpassing Roger Federer's Grand Slam record of 20. It is one thing, injuries, because we all know that Rafa has a ton of injuries, and the other thing is Novak Djokovic. Nothing else will stop him, guys, from surpassing Roger Federer's 20 Grand Slam record. Trust me, guys, mark my words. Roger has his chance tomorrow to stop Rafael Nadal himself for not catching and for not coming closer to his 20 Grand Slam record. But will he do it? No, I don't think so, guys. Alright, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care and bye-bye.